and welcome to Lessons Learnt. I'm Sherry. This is Monday Quilt Chat. We're going to chat about all the quilty things in my world going on and in the quilt world in general. So go ahead and settle in and have a listen. Continue on sewing if you're sewing, whatever you're doing, or just have a rest and watch the screen. I might be showing you a few things here along the way. So welcome back. It's been a wonderful weekend for sewing for me. Mostly good, some bad, but mostly good. It's been good. We'll just say it's been good. I had one little hiccup. It's actually kind of a big hiccup, but I'll show you about that, and we'll chat that up. Here is Blue. Blue, say hi. There he is right there. There his face. He's on his rag quilt. Do you see he took possession of the rag quilt? Now you can barely see him. He's all hidden in all those colorful squares. He's already had his little jaunt, so he barked to come back in, and I thought, perfect timing. Let's go ahead and make our Monday Quilt Chat video together. So we're here to cheer you along in your quilting journey and just chat about all kinds of things. Usually, if this is the first time you've watched this, I start out with the things I accomplished over the weekend since Friday, because I have a Friday video too. So I'm going to show you, I did do the pumpkins for the Autumn Nights sew along with Fat Quarter Shop. And yes, I do have one going a different way than the other two, but I'm okay with that. It was kind of an accident. I looked at it and I thought, should I have made all of those the same direction? Well, they did make all of theirs the same direction in the pattern, but I didn't. So we'll see how that plays out. I think it's fine, don't you? I do. And so I got those done. That was fun and fairly easy. I also got the block done for the Jolly Bar book number 5 sew along, also Fat Quarter Shop. And this is the block. Now you need to try to focus in on that diamond in the center. Like here, 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 here. Then the block kind of makes sense. I didn't do anything wrong because I checked it a million times. That's just the way it looks. So that's coming along. I think that's the 3rd week of that one. 3rd week of this one. And then there may already be another one out of this. I'm not sure. And then I also started, hold on a second, I'm going to get a couple things. I showed you this little kit that one of you sent me that I wanted to do. This is a little quilt. It's 19 by 22. It's apples. And there's there's 5 different types of just regular classic blocks. And they're all in red fabric. And then some of the leaves go this way and some of the leaves go that way. So there again, I'm kind of trying to get that right. I don't think it matters. But I did do a few of these little blocks, and they're just as cute as they can be. Look at this. I did 2 like this, and I put opposite leaves. These are 5.5 by 6.5. And look at this teeny tiny churn dash. That is the smallest churn dash I think I've ever made. So this time I put both of them on the same side. So I'll be moving these around. So I have, you make 2 of 4 of them and 1 of 1 of them. So I am almost halfway done with the blocks. And then as you can see, there's some sashing and some little cornerstones right here, and then you quilt it and bind it. So I'm going to finish this. I might continue to work on this today because I'm having fun with it, and I will stick it right here. And I even got in the fall mood and put a little fall vignette on my shelf there. I don't know if you can tell what's there, but it's one of those white pumpkins. I don't know if that's a thing, but I got it at Hobby Lobby. And then there's an acorn, and then I have a little amber candle. And it's not a flame candle, it's one of those little battery ones. So I'll try to remember to turn it on and off so I don't use up my battery, but it's a safe one, so don't worry. If I could say I had a bad moment, it would be this. And this is the... yeah, we got to talk about this. This is the blockheads. I think it's number 11. So these are the triangle-y blocks that I did an excellent job on, actually. But I didn't place the fabric in the right place. So this one... this is a half square triangle. It's supposed to have a green one here. And then this is supposed to be a pink one here, a brown one here, and a purple one here. So that means I'm going to have to deconstruct these or remake them. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I have... See, I tried to use 4 of the same print, just different colors, and then I put my little squirrel in here, and his head ended up getting cut off. So I'm not crazy about that happening. I probably should have put the mouse. He was more round. These corners, I didn't expect them to be so big. And then when I went to sew that, I was like, that's going to cut that squirrel's head off. How's that going to look? But I went on. I just went on and done it. Yeah, like a moth to a flame. And so, yeah, that's a mess right there. That is so many shades of wrong. So I'm going to have to fix this. At least I didn't put the whole thing together. It was very evident that this wasn't right. So I stopped in my tracks when I laid it on this board. So I don't know. I think probably... I don't know, because see, they kind of cross at the bottom here. So if I need to take this one off to get it right, I'm going to have to take this one loose and put the right one in. I guess I could do that. So, you know, Friday I said, I think I'll start with the most recent one, which was a bunch of flying geese, and then go back to this one. I should have done that. I should have done that. Because I wouldn't be on this yet. This would be a problem that I'd be talking about next Friday. Because I probably would have done it the same way, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not keeping it like this. That just looks dumb. And while I'm at it, I might as well redo the squirrel or put another animal in there. The bird would fit. I think it's a pheasant or... No, it's not a pheasant. It's a quail or something. But I know the little mouse would fit. So, yeah, that was the not so great moment of my weekend. But it was fun. I got to sew quite a bit on Saturday. I had a pretty good stretch of time. And that's when I did all that. And, yeah, that's how it went. I hope your weekend went well, too. And you got to do something, catch up on something like I was trying to, or start something new, you know, all the things that we can do on a Saturday or a Sunday. It's not over till it's really Monday, right? So I wanted to talk to you about a few more things. I never mentioned that September is National Sewing Month. I didn't really plan anything for National Sewing Month, nor did I realize it was National Sewing Month until it was already September. Earlier in the month, but nevertheless, I didn't really, you know, plan anything for it. I just, okay, it's National Sewing Month. Let's sew. I think that's my my plan that I extend to you as well. Just sew. I wanted to talk to you about the hype. You know, the hype, we talked about that last Friday before last. and I explained about hype and how the videos down by the comments has that hype thing. It looks like now that sometimes when you go to a video, the hype isn't in the way of the comments. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but maybe it's the videos I'm looking at. I don't know. But I think that is making kind of a difference. And I also didn't explain how that, I did say that this was for 500,000 and less subscriber channels. But what I didn't tell you is the lower end get more hypes than the higher end. So if you go to somebody that's got 400 and some odd thousand subscribers, the hypes could just be like 500 or 1,000. But a lot of times on mine, they're way higher than that. It's because I've only got 25,000. So that's why that looks like that. So hyping gives me more points than the higher subscriber channels. So if that makes any difference to you, hype me. So I would appreciate it. It's kind of like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, and hype. So you can only do it 3 times a week. So you have to pick which ones you want to give your hypes to, and I would be honored to receive hypes from you. I can't see who you are that have hyped, but I know it's happening because the number goes up pretty well there. So that's a little bit more on that. Also on Mark's channel, he's doing well. He's over 3,000 subscribers now, which is good for the amount of content that he's putting out now. He doesn't put out 3 times a week like I do. It's more like once every 2-3 weeks because of time limitations. So he's doing pretty good, and his videos seem to be getting watched in retrospect now, I don't know if he's been pushed out more and more people are subscribing and going back and watching the older videos, which is nice because, that's free work if you don't go and, watch those old videos. So I think that's what's happening is he's getting some traction now. So we really appreciate all of your all support on that front. It helps us out greatly. Really appreciate each and every one of you. I did find a pattern for the scrap basket favorites, which I put back here. Again, it's still on the shelf. Haven't started cutting it yet, but I did find a pattern and I wanted to show it to you. I'm just going to show it to you on my iPad. That's called Summer Wedding, and I think probably I will rename it to Fall Wedding because of the colors that I'm using. But it kind of gives the effect of a double wedding ring or wedding ring quilt, but it's pieced way differently. You make these H blocks, and then you make some just plain 4 patches, and that's how it goes together. So it's going to give me an opportunity to play around with the background fabric and get a neat effect there with the creams, and then also be able to give that wedding ring effect in a block that's not the normal wedding ring template that you use. So let me show you. I think there's a page I can show you. So these are basically the pieces that you make. You make those H's and you form them in different ways until you've got this. Okay, and then you have like 4 of those, and that'll go around the 4 patch that you see there at the bottom, and that's what gives that round ring look to it. I thought it was interesting. I just thought it was interesting the way it looked. The construction is interesting, and it will give me a chance to show accuracy, and it's traditional as far as the coloring and the type of fabric that I'm using, and that's what I'm going to do. But it's going to be 4x5, not 3x4, because I have to make it big enough for the requirements for a bed-size quilt, unless I put it in a lap quilt category, and I don't want to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to have 4 across and 5 down. Let me see if I can find that for you. Here's all the different sizes. So it's the one up in this corner right here. That's the one I'm going to make. So we shall see. It's something easy that I can work on all year long and not be feeling stressed about getting it done, not feeling stressed about losing a memory pattern with the piecing. If a week, 2 weeks goes by and I haven't touched it, it's not going to be hard to jump back in on. It just checked all the boxes, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I might put in some more quilts too. We'll just see what I do this year that I feel like is worthy, and do some other things. Definitely, if my cherry wood challenge doesn't get in, I will probably be entering that, and I haven't started on that. No, I haven't. I have till February 16th, I think, to submit it. So I'm going to make that. I'm going to see if it gets in. If it doesn't get in, then I will take it to the fair. So yeah, that's not the only quilt probably that I'll be taking over there. Okay, we also got a new Connecting Threads magazine. If you don't get this, you can go online to connectingthreads.com and try to find where you can get on with that. If you order something from them, you should be getting it. I didn't do anything special to start getting this. I've seen on there where you can sign up for the catalog to be mailed. It's on there somewhere. I don't know where it's at right now. You just have to take a look. But yeah, if you buy something from connectingthreads.com, it's very likely you already get this, or you will be getting it. So here's one on the front. This is the Butterfly Sonata. That's a new line that they have. And Connecting Threads fabric, if you didn't know, is a very nice cotton fabric, much like art gallery fabric. It has that soft feel to it. So I can vouch for the quality of it. It does say here it's up to 30% off pre-cuts and kits, and that's from September 15th to the 30th. So it's not all month, it's the 15th, which, what's today? Maybe tomorrow is the 15th, all the way through to the end of the month. If you go on their site, they'll have up to 30% off pre-cuts and kits. Gotta watch the up to, because up to means not always 30%. Here's another new line called Cloisonne. I like this. Look at that tray down there. Anybody recognize that? That's Corningware, isn't it? And it has that blue flower on it. So this is pretty. I would imagine it has a little bit of metallic in it, but it will be soft. It won't be the crunchy kind of metallic. Here are some kits. And as I've mentioned before, most all of their kits are around $80 or $90, which is a pretty good price to get a pattern and the fabric that you need to make it with, minus the backing. You have to get your own backing, batting. Sometimes there is a fabric in there for the binding, or you have scraps left over to make the binding. There's another couple in the cloisonne. They have their own line of basics and blenders as well to check out. And then here's their other big line that they're announcing here, Butterfly Sonata. Very pretty. This could go fall or spring, I think. So what I'm saying is, if you buy it now thinking fall and you just don't get to it, then spring or fall the next year or spring the next year. Yeah. Because that's what we do, isn't it? It's pretty. Butterfly Sonata. And in here are some of the kits. I like this little one. It's cute. It's impactful. Here's another couple out of it. One with a dark background. Somerset Afternoon. Pretty. Here's the kits on that. A bag. A couple of wall hangings. What is this? Placemat set and a table runner. A couple of quilts. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but they have started carrying some superior thread, one of which is Omni, which is what I use in the long arm. And I have used it in just the regular sewing machine too. It is a strong polyester thread. It comes in 6,000 yard cones for $15.99. Now that is the suggested retail price, $15.99. What I would do is be watching Connecting Threads to see if what kind of sale they have on their Omni thread if you're a long armor. If you're not a long armor, try this size. It's a little mini cone and it's $8.99. That too may come on sale. So if you're curious about Omni superior thread, I like it. I recommend it. It works well in my long arm. I have no trouble with it. Used it in my sewing machine too. Haven't had trouble with it. So I was kind of surprised to see that, honestly. But the best price I've ever found it is at Green Fairy Quilts. And I think, once you get up to a certain point on the shipping, it's free. And I usually do buy like that from Green Fairy. Does take a little while to get it. I think they're in Utah or someplace. And it does take a little while to get from Green Fairy. They just don't fill their orders as quickly, I don't think, as some. They get your order and acknowledge it, but it doesn't actually leave their building for a little while. And that's all I have to show you on that. So, Connecting Threads, if you don't have this yet, just go online and poke around on connectingthreads.com. Or it should be showing up soon, I would think. Okay, what else? I think I have a little note here. I was just checking it. I think that's it for today. I do have a art quilt of the week, and I will put a picture of that right here. And this is called Hiking Through Door County, 40 inches by 30 inches. Judy Anick of Oak Creek, Wisconsin. And it says here, being outdoors provides a sense of solace to many who spend time there. While we can't confirm any solace Judy might have found on this particular hike, she did capture a picture that would later provide the inspiration for this quilt. Trying to recreate what you've seen as closely as possible can be a challenge, and Judy did her best to do just that in her use of cotton fabric and thread. Despite the challenge of reproducing the stony pathway, Judy did have some fun in seeing the contrast of the orange leaves. This quilt has been shown in the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show. Yeah, you know, I tell you guys all the time, if you've got a really cool photo, you can make that into a quilt. It's actually not that hard. You know, you just kind of have to get the colors right, to get all the shading right and everything. But the actual, you know, spatial aspects of it don't have to be exact as the photo. You can come out with a really cool art quilt like this. So try it sometime. You might surprise yourself. So that is today's chat. I don't have a lot else to share with you other than those items. I'm going to keep working on my little apples here today, Monday. And I'll have a video for you on Wednesday. Look around and see if you have some fabric you've been holding on to, hard to cut into, because it's so gorgeous. And maybe it's a larger print, maybe it's some Tula Pink or Cave Facet or some other large motif. I'm going to try to get a video using that. So look at possibly your layer cakes or yardage that you have that you can cut. We're going to make a pretty quilt out of that fabric. Alright, so come back on Wednesday, see what that's all about, and then back around on Friday to see what we've gotten done. So keep sending your finishes in. Look at the guidelines in the description box as well on that front. And yeah, let's just get sewing for this week. Me and Blue are just going to hang out here, do some fun sewing projects. I hope you can too. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.